Hi Taurus. I hope you saw the video for the collective for everybody that I was kind of going off on many tangents and explanations about what I'm doing this week with these videos and why I want to talk about sex. But here we are in your video. This is the Cosmic Weather Forecast Sexy Edition for the week of December 7th, 2020. I'm still a nerd. It's still silly. Okay, here's what's up with your energy. Uranus is retrograde. In fact, it's the only planet that is retrograde at this time after we just had pretty much everybody retrograde. The last remaining retrograde planet is in your sign. The simultaneous intense karmic energies in Sagittarius as the square builds between Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus. So here's what's happening. The south node of the moon is in the sign of Sagittarius at this time. As you know, also the sun is in Sagittarius. So there's a lot of energy sort of being lit up over there. We also have Mercury in Sagittarius at this time. The ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter, and Jupiter is making a square to the retrograde planet that is in your sign, as well as Saturn making this square. So the square will get tighter and more intense as we move forward into 2021. But what I'm feeling is that with the conjunction we have coming up, this is going to get pretty heavy and feel maybe even a little bit scary. But right now we're kind of in the calm before the storm, if you will. Okay, so what you're being invited to do at this time, given all of this activity, is to do inner world revolutionizing. Revolutionizing your relationship to yourself and your inner circle, family, friends, any loved ones. The realization that you define each and every one of your agreements with these people that you love. This going deep in Scorpio will get emotional and maybe dark. Next weekend, as the moon transits your ruler in Scorpio on its way to meet up with the sun for a solar new moon eclipse in Sagittarius, connect with what your heart knows at the deepest levels. So the invitation here, especially if there is a sense that your needs are not being met and that there's sort of like a sense that you're blaming someone for your heart's desires not being satisfied. If there's a person or people that are in your way, it could be the kids are getting in the way. It could be that your partner doesn't want to participate in this certain fantasy of yours, or whatever the thing is. Really taking a look at how it's not their fault. It's really your fault. And finding out, I really only use the word fault because I want to just kind of like bring this to the awareness that it's kind of no one's fault. You have something you want. You're not in a position to get that from these certain people. Some of you haven't even directly asked for it. Or some of you just don't even really want it as much as you think you do, because if you really did, you'd do that next step thing. I feel like some of you know what I'm talking about, that next step thing. So here's the advice for Taurus. Checking in with what has actually been verbalized. If you haven't said it and you're in some kind of mode of expecting someone to understand because you mentioned it once and they should have known what you meant by that, like you need to do the work to check in and see if they understand you, or like, did you dream that you said it? Like, it almost feels like they just don't even know. And then otherwise, there's another story here. It's like, it actually could be, I was going to say it's a non-partnered person, but this could be someone who is partnered who's actually just not been honest with themselves about something that they're really into, something that they had been editing about their fantasy. They would edit it, and so it isn't even really being allowed to exist. So Venus, your ruler in Scorpio, is saying, yes, we can go there. Yes, we can look into these shadows and go deeper with authenticity and vulnerability. Okay, do that, Taurus.